Hello, my friends, and welcome to Youth Potential, a channel dedicated to helping young people with mental health problems. I have two books available, 102 Distraction Techniques and Self-Harm to Self-Harmony. Both of these books are only available on Amazon. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hello, my friends, Scott here representing Youth Potential. So, I put up a poll about a video that I could do today, and you guys voted. Loads of you voted in far less than 24 hours, so thank you very much. So this video is about my discovery of self-harm. So the journey begins basically, the first time I ever knew of self-harm, the first time I ever heard of it was when I was in secondary school. If I remember rightly, I was in, we were in registration in form in the morning. And I was sitting next to one of my best friends at the time, and I can't remember exactly how the conversation came up, but I remember him showing me some cuts that he had on, it was either the outside of his wrist or hand, and I know that his parents had been going through divorce at the time, and and all I remember saying to him was looking at him, and we used to have this relationship where we were quite silly with each other most of the time. We just, we were 15, I think, at the time, 15, 14, I might have been 14, I can't remember. And we used to always joke with each other. We used to quote Simpsons lines all the time, Monty Python's stuff all the time. We used to skate and BMX together. And we were just really silly, and that was just how our friendship was, and I remember saying to him, "Oh, why don't you don't need to do that?" And I'd never heard of self-harm. I never even knew it was a thing, and even in that moment when he showed it to me, I was still confused as to why someone would want to hurt themselves for any, intentionally. I just didn't get it. I didn't understand. Obviously it clicked a little bit later on when, I thought his parents were going through divorce. It's obviously affecting him. So I said that to him, and then I remember my form tutor calling me out and and she got really angry, and she said, "Come with me now." So I went into another room with her, and she just absolutely laid it on to me. She was like, "You don't know what he's going through, blah, 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 blah," all this really shit. And I was trying to hold back the tears. I was like, "Oh my God." I'm like, he's my best friend. I would never take the mick out of him or insult him. It just, sometimes we just communicated in that silly way. And I was never trying to upset him or whatever. I just, you've never heard about self-harm before, you've never seen it before, and all of a sudden your best friend brings that into your life, and I just reacted on the spot. I didn't exactly laugh at him or anything like that. It was just kind of like I just didn't get it, and that's just how my stupid teenage self reacted. Anyway, yeah, teacher had to go at me. I felt like crying. I didn't. And then, to be honest, I never ever spoke to him about it ever again. I think I was too scared to be honest. So the next time I heard about it, or I was 15, I was going out with this girl. It was me, her friend, and yeah, I think it was just the three of us. We were all sitting in this kind of lounge area, and my partner at the time, her and her friend, they were talking, and then they said that, "Oh, did you hear about such and such?" I didn't know these people because I didn't go to the same school as them. And they said, "Oh, such and such is an emo, and do you know what her boyfriend did?" I was like, none the wisest. "Oh, he dumped her." And I was like, I don't get it. Why has that got any significance? I didn't really fully understand what emo was like in terms of fashion or anything at the time. I was into my Green Day, Sum 41, Offspring, Blink-182. I was really into my pop punk and nu metal and that kind of stuff at that age. And this was just I was slowly across life being drip fed like that. I hear the term emo and I'm like, I don't know what it is, or what this fashion is, or what it means, or anything. So I said to her, I was like, I don't get it. What's that? She's like, oh, well, she's emo. She's going to cut herself. I'm like, right, okay. I don't understand. I mean, yeah, it's upset being dumped, but I didn't understand the correlation between being an emo and cutting yourself. I just didn't associate the two things together. So anyway, past that kind of, every now and then little things would pop up in my life I'd hear about depression a little bit more, I'd hear about mental illness and self-harm just through, browsing the internet and seeing things, and in the news, and going to hospitals or doctors and things from friends and all this kind of stuff. And then I split up with, they left me, to be specific, if I'm perfectly honest. I wasn't exactly the brightest spark as a teenager. So I remember one time, if you've ever read my book, Self-Harm, Self-Harmony, you'll know what happens anyway. So the first time I ever self-harmed, I was in my room, I was feeling pretty low, feeling like a failure, like I wasn't doing really well at school or at life. Relationship with family wasn't going well, split up with a girl, split up with me. And and I thought, I'm going to give this self-harm a try. I remember having a pair of scissors, really crap scissors, but in my bedroom that was the only thing that was even close to being sharp. And I put it across my arm back here to be precise, and I just remember thinking about all the different things that were affecting me, and some things in the past, like my parents divorcing when I was like 7. I just remember being like bracing myself and then just going like that. It was such a weird experience, and then I remember after the one cut had been done, I just kind of like froze. And it was kind of like a weight off my shoulders almost, like all the tension had gone. And I left it at that. I didn't do any more. I wasn't quite sure it obviously bled a little bit. I mean, it wasn't particularly much. I mean, it's the end of a pair of scissors at the end of the day. And I think it was a while before I self-harmed again, but I just remember keeping long sleeves on as much as possible to hide it. I didn't want any questions asked. Yeah, and I think it was a good few months before I self-harmed again, to be honest. So yeah, that was my story of discovering what self-harm was and doing it for the first time. I'd like to read your comments below, guys. Let me know how you heard about it or discovered it for the first time. I know it's not an easy subject to talk about, but you guys seem like really nice, open people, all my subscribers, all you guys that leave comments and that. I do appreciate all the comments you leave, and I find it really interesting to know what goes on with your lives. At the end of the day, you're my friends, not just subscribers. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this, guys. All the best, take care.